Virgin Voyages Scarlet Lady. Did our recent cruise live up to the hype, the cabin reviews, the food options, and the unique entertainment? We will review that and more coming up right after this. We just got off a 4-night cruise on Virgin Voyages Scarlet Lady. We were so excited to take this cruise. We watched all the videos, we read all the reviews, and we're really looking forward to trying something very, very new and different from the other cruises that we've been on. We will review the Scarlet Lady using my Doug's ship score, which you've seen before. If you're new to the channel, I'm Doug with Seymour Seas. This is a cruise tips and planning channel where I hope to help you and your family pick, plan, and enjoy your next cruise vacation. If you find this video helpful or enjoyable in any way, please do give it that thumbs up and consider subscribing. It is absolutely free to you, but means the world to me. Thanks so much, and let's get started. This was a 4-night cruise out of Miami, and it was the Fire and Sunset Soiree Cruise Itinerary. That leaves Miami, goes to Key West, then to Bimini in the Bahamas, and then a sea day before returning to Miami. Everything is included on Virgin, including all of your meals, including specialty dining. It includes your basic Wi-Fi, which is upgradable to a streaming Wi-Fi, and it also includes essential drinks, which is your sodas, your teas, your waters, your basic coffees. Specialty coffee and alcoholic beverages are extra. Virgin does not offer a drink package, but it does offer the opportunity to pay for a $300 prepaid bar tab, which they will add in another $100. So a total of $400, which is non-refundable if you do not use it all. For those that are new here, let me quickly review what the Doug's ship score is. So I break this down into 5 categories based on ships. It is a 5-star possible rating for the ship design, how easy is it to navigate around the ship, the hotel, which is the cabins as well as the entertainment, itinerary, what were the ports of call, plates, how good was the food quality and what were the various options available to us, and then finally service. Since there is a brand new Virgin Voyages terminal at the Port of Miami, Terminal V for Virgin, I wanted to show you just a little bit about how to get to the port and what our embarkation process was. At the Port of Miami, I do remote parking in a downtown Premier Cruise parking lot. I find it much cheaper, and it's not too bad of a shuttle ride over to the terminal. As you can see, the Virgin Voyages terminal is the first one, so it is quite easy to get to. There is a parking garage right across the street, which you'll see here, but it is a little bit more expensive. You save about half price. Inside the terminal, there was a very small line. We had the earliest check-in time at 1:30 in the afternoon, and then they let about 50 people in at a time up the escalators, where then you wait for the check-in desks. So we didn't wait hardly any time at all to be taken up the escalators, and got in another line where they checked our passports and we were ready to go to the check-in desks. The check-in desks themselves, the line went very quickly. They had, I think, up to about 24 different stations, and all they did was just check your passport and checked you in. Once you've passed through security, then you head towards the ship, past a very beautiful holding area. I'm not sure if this is for the suites or if you were at full capacity on the ship, that you would wait here before boarding the ship. Once you go through that area, you go on the gangway, and then you head into the ship on deck 7. We were greeted by the cruise director, which you can see already. This is going to be a very different cruise. Let's start with the first category in the ship score, the ship design. Now, I will say that we found this ship extremely stylish and innovative. However, we also felt that there were very small compartmentalized areas that weren't exactly cohesive. It also had a one deck area, deck 7, that allowed you to go from one end of the ship to the other. Let's take a tour of the ship so I can tell you what I mean by some of these areas. As you enter deck 7 midship, you'll see that you've got a DJ playing there from Virgin Atlantic Records, the atrium that goes down over 2 decks down to deck 6, which there is a bar under there. There in the red desk is Sailor Services, and then moving further down is SIP. It is a wine, champagne, and martini bar. Very beautiful area, very relaxing. They also serve tea there on one of the afternoons, but you have to look for it on the schedule. Further down is the Red Room, and it is the main theater. We'll talk more about that when we talk about the entertainment. On the other side of the atrium is the specialty coffee bar. These are added costs for the specialty coffees, but the cookies and the desserts are free of charge. Beyond that is the social club, where they have a lot of different gaming opportunities. There you will be able to also get different types of shakes, French fries, hot dogs, chicken wings, all sorts of different types of snacks, and those are included in your fare. Just behind the social club is an arcade that is free for everyone, and it is an amazing space, a lot of fun. And then just beyond that is something called the Dock House. The Dock House is a game area as well as a bar. It has an outside space that faces the aft of the ship that is an absolutely amazing, restful spot that has a lot of day beds, it has a lot of chairs, umbrellas. It is right at the aft of the ship, down at deck 7, looking up at the net on the top level of the ship, and just one of my most favorite places on board. Really a great spot. As you walk down the roundabout atrium stairs, you'll be near the casino, which is a non-smoking venue, which was great. It's not that large of a casino, but it did get pretty busy. Next to the casino is the Manor, which is a very high-class nightclub that we actually never went to. You also find retail space there with the Squid Ink area. That was really cool to see. A lot of people got tattoos. There's also the barber shop that is right next door, and then down the corridor you're going to have your retail therapy with several different shops that you can choose from. Decks 8 through 14 are all staterooms, but when you get to deck 16, you're going to see the back of the ship, the net area, which is a very unique area, a lot of fun. I did not like walking on it. You can't wear shoes, and it's very painful. When you walk back to the corridor next to that, you have a lot of athletic equipment, a great fun swing area. You've got a basketball court next to that, teeter-totter, which was a lot of fun. And then as you walk further down into the area, you're going to see some additional workout equipment. We thought it was a little bit gimmicky, and nobody really did use it for the rest of the cruise. Everybody checked it out on day 1, but it really was not that well used. You see the punching bag, the boxing ring, and other areas there that just weren't used. You have a healthy pool area, which is really great. Down to your right through those windows is the gym, and it was nicely put together, but it could have been better. When you go down the corridor, you will see the pool area. Only 1/3 of that middle area is actually 5 foot deep. The rest of it is not. At the top, you will have the jogging track, which I think 6 times around is a mile. and it was used quite a lot actually, as I noticed. When you walk down a floor below the jogging track, you'll see these cabanas that we weren't sure exactly what they were supposed to be used for, but they were quite nice. They were very spacious, and they were locked the first day but open the entire rest of the time. Not sure what they were used for. For the Scarlet Lady, I'm going to give the ship score for design 4 stars, mostly because it was a little difficult to get around. Only decks 6 and 7 allow you to go from the front to the back, and then it is also very compartmentalized, and then on the upper decks it has a few kind of gimmicky features with 2 very small pools. Let's now talk about hotel, which encompasses the cabin as well as the entertainment on board. The extra large sea terrace room was a good choice for us. You walk in, you've got a control panel on the side that says make up my room or do not disturb, and then you walk right by the temperature control and then go into the bathroom. Notice that there is no bathroom door in this bathroom. You do have a separate door for the shower area, which was a quite nicely sized area with a great rain shower shower head. You had a separate door area for the private toilet, and which was great to have for 2 people. And you also had a large vanity with a large sink. There was no storage on either side of the vanity and no electrical outlets in the bathroom, which we found to be a big problem. Also, when you get into the main bedroom, you've got a nice sized bed. You have a decent sized closet, but very, very little storage. Those baskets up there were empty, so you could put additional things there. There were USB and US outlets beside the bed. Great flat screen television. You also have outlets on the other side as well as light controls. And then you have a very small desk that was pretty much unusable because of its size, but you also had USB ports and a US and European outlet there if you wanted to bring a USB adapter and hub. The balcony was very nice. Here is the amazing Virgin Voyages hammock that we absolutely loved. It was a nice sized balcony. Below us had a nice area, but there was no way to unlock the balcony door from the outside. So do not lock it if your traveling partner is on the outside, because they won't be able to get in. Here I am loving the outside balcony. The entertainment on board was different, to say the least. In the main theater, which is called the Red Room, you had 3 different shows that were completely different from one another. The first night was a very good show. It was in your standard theater style seating, and what they do in the theater is it completely changes from show to show. On Scarlet Night, on the pool deck, there was a huge pool party that was attended by most of the people on board. It was high energy. The choreography around the pool was fantastic. The energy level was really, really high, and people seemed to enjoy it quite a bit. You can see that this is extremely different from what you've probably seen on any other cruise. And then the entire deck started to participate along with the dancers. Another show in the main theater was Dual Reality. Dual Reality was in a stadium configuration and had lots of acrobatics, lots of different challenges from the blue team and the red team. And it was a really cool, different show that I really enjoyed. And it's something that I would highly recommend that you attend, and make sure that you do make reservations as soon as you get on board, because they do check to make sure that you are registered for that particular show. So as you can see, this was really a cool show. The next show in the theater was Untitled Dance Show Party Thing. I didn't really care for this show. It was very loud. It didn't have much of a theme to it, and you had to stand the entire time. So Some people liked it, I didn't. There is live music being played in some of the bars and venues around the ship, so make sure that you're constantly checking the activities on your app so you can find where and when those will be. Something that you must do while on board is reserve the karaoke room for an hour. We had a great time here. We did duets, we did solos. We were there for the entire hour and just had an amazing time. It was a lot of fun. Ship score for hotel, which is cabin and entertainment, is 3 stars. I give it 3 just because of the cabin. The cabin had a lack of storage, no bathroom door, and the desk was so small that it was pretty much not usable. Entertainment was pretty good, so 3 stars. Let's talk about Itinerary, the ports of call. We went to Key West and Bimini, Bahamas, to the Virgin Voyages Bimini Beach Club. We always have a good time in Key West and we love going there. We did all the touristy things like going to the southernmost point. We went to the bars, the Bull, the Sloppy Joe's, the Hog's Breath. We also took a tour of a museum. The town was very quiet that day, so we had a lot of one-on-one personal time with the museum host and the shopkeepers. We had an absolutely fantastic time, as we always do. Bimini is a brand new port for us. We have never been there, and we've obviously never been to the Virgin Voyages Beach Club. So when you get off the ship, there are shuttles readily available to you. It takes you right to the beach club, and there's lots of different areas to plop down, grab a chair by the pool, which there are 2 very large pools with umbrellas. All of these are complimentary. And then in the morning time frames, it is a little subdued. It's very relaxing. There are cabanas that you can rent either there or while you're on board prior to getting to Bimini. And then there's also some clamshells that you can rent as well. All of the beach chairs and umbrellas are free of charge. There's no cost for them, and the beach area is quite expansive with, again, additional cabanas that you can rent facing the beach on the beach itself. Lunch is served in a small plate tapas style, and it is served to you. We didn't really care for it. It was a very limited selection. In the afternoon at the pool, right after lunch, the party starts and the music gets pretty loud, and even if you're at the beach way down at the end, you can still hear the music and you can actually even feel the thumping of the bass. So here, let me give you an example. We stayed for a couple more hours after the party started and then decided to go back to the ship, and we had a great time in a completely empty pool just with a few other people, and we had some fun and got some additional sun. I'm going to give Itinerary and Ports 3.5 stars. We love Key West, and though Bimini Beach Club was a great venue, we thought it got a little too loud and the lunch was subpar. Now let's talk plates for the food. Now, all of your dining is included in your base fare. One thing to note for all of the different restaurants on board, you can make reservations prior to boarding, but only once per restaurant. If you want to eat at a restaurant more than once, you have to wait and walk up and see if there was space available. Luckily, our sailing only had about 50% capacity, so this wasn't an issue. But all of the snacks, all of the specialty restaurants are included in your fare. The first venue I'd like to show you is the Galley Marketplace, which is the sit-down only food court in place of the buffet. There are lots of options available to you, and it has a pretty extensive menu, but you must sit down and the servers will take your order. So they go to pick it up at these various stations based on what you order. So it is a little bit slow and a little awkward. There actually is a lot of seating, and there's booths, there's tables, there's even outside seating. So you just wait for your server to come, give them your order, and then they bring them to you one at a time. Here are a few of the dinner places on board. Gumbay is a Korean barbecue where you're probably going to be sitting with other people at a round table as they prepare your meals. The test kitchen is something I really enjoyed, and it's got a set menu on each night, and it serves up very, very different types of food. Here is a mushroom mousse that was outstanding. Here is an egg yolk with peas and prosciutto, scallops in bacon broth, a venison with a raspberry sauce, and then this amazing chocolate cake. Razzle Dazzle is mostly a vegan place. We went for brunch and really didn't care for it. Extra Virgin is an Italian restaurant where we had dinner and we had a great meal. We got steak and duck as seen here. The Wake is probably the best restaurant on board. We ate brunch there and dinner a couple times, so the service was outstanding. We had a great server and maitre d'. They have a variety of different Benedicts and they have amazing steaks. There are also grab-and-go options around the ship, and at the dock house, you've got some great tapas appetizers. Though we did not care for the galley marketplace food court concept, we would much rather have a buffet. The food on board was very, very good, so I'm going to give it 4.5 stars. Service is the final area, and I must say that our service on the Scarlet Lady was fantastic. The crew always had a smile on their face. They were very attentive, and they took care of any issues that you might have. We had one small hiccup with our television, but the IT crew finally got that fixed after a few attempts. I will also say that the food service, if you have an allergy or a sensitivity, they go above and beyond, and we were treated exceptionally well. I will give service 5 stars. We had a great first cruise on the Scarlet Lady. They do operate a little differently than other cruise lines, so 4 days is not necessarily enough time to learn the ropes. I really do think that they need to make some tweaks with regards to the storage in the room, the desk, the communications on activities on their app, and also make some quiet areas in the Bimini Beach Club and improve the lunch selection because it was very limited and we did not care for it. I would like to see more live music around the ship and make sure that that is communicated effectively through the app. The staff is absolutely fantastic. They were amazing at service. They were amazing at accommodating food sensitivities and food allergies, more so than any other cruise line I think that we've ever sailed with. We would absolutely cruise on Virgin Voyages again, and with that, I'm going to give the overall ship score to the Scarlet Lady 4 stars. We had a great time, and we'll see you again. Another cruise under our belt. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, please do give it that thumbs up, and to help me grow my channel, please subscribe. Thanks so much for stopping in today, and we'll see you again soon.